she always felt calmer when surrounded by countryside, so she put Nashville's skyline in her rearview mirror. Her time with Jonathan replayed itself as she headed toward open, green spaces. After a brief but wonderful get-to-know-you period, the two of them had decided to get married. He'd suggested eloping. Cassie had had problems with that. First, she was a wedding planner, so she would have been setting a bad example. Who wanted a formal wedding planned by someone who didn't believe in them? Second, her mother would have pitched a hissy fit. At 30, Cassie had long since stopped trying to please her mother at every turn, but she could already hear her comments at every family gathering through the end of time. "This is my daughter, who didn't think enough of her family to have a wedding we could all attend," or some variation of that. An image of Jonathan popped into her mind. He had been sweet and loving. It had all been an act. "Jerk, jerk, jerk!" she shouted as she roared down the street and turned onto a 2-lane highway. Subdivisions became scattered houses, then open fields with single farmhouses and barns. She could feel her blood pressure dropping as tension melted away. Then she remembered her morning, and it slammed into her again like a freight train. She'd floated around her condo this morning and fixed her smoothie, the only thing she had felt like eating with the excitement of the day already filling her. Then her best friend Bella drove her and her dress to the church for the early afternoon wedding. Her mother had decided that the mother of the bride should arrive in a limo, but she'd conceded that the driver should return to take the newlyweds to the airport after the reception. Her bridesmaids crowded around in their pink confection dresses until her mother had cleared the room so the bride could prepare. An updo by a hairstylist made her feel special compared to her usual ponytail. Then makeup by a professional had done wonders for the dark circles brought on by the usual nerves. Bella stayed to help her into her wedding gown. The barely off-white dress suited her vibrant red hair, fair skin, and brown eyes much better than White had when she'd tried on Bella's sample dresses. Her friend's custom design had surprised her with its elegant simplicity. Cassie's mom had wanted a ball gown, but she'd been brought around to the fit-and-flare style her daughter had preferred. The sheer sleeves gave it a sweet touch, and the beaded bodice with lace added the elegance. The bodice met satin at the waist, and the skirt flared out to the floor, where it had the same length all around instead of a train. And Bella had surprised her with a hidden pocket on each side, in case you have essentials to carry. You had to love a friend who knew you that well. That friend stood beside her at the mirror. "You look beautiful." Cassie stared into the mirror, and a vision in almost white stared back. Though the woman didn't look like her, she did look great. Grinning, she spun, tottering on the ultra-high heels. "I'm so happy!" Bella clapped her hands with glee. "I'm so happy for you. Just the smallest bit jealous, but still happy. I'd hug you, but I'd probably mess this up." One more glance in the mirror confirmed that she made a beautiful bride. I wonder what Jonathan looks like in his tux. Girl, he looks good in jeans and a t-shirt. I'm sure he'll knock your socks off. And other things later tonight. She waggled her eyebrows. "Stop that!" Cassie swatted at her friend's arm. So far, her plans for the day had gone well. But what if her groom was facing problems she didn't know about? The tux might not fit right, or a button could have fallen off. She usually knew everything about a client's wedding down to the tiniest detail. Her wedding planner tote bag lay off to the side. It held everything she might need for a wedding and had saved her on too many occasions to count. It also had her phone tucked into a side pocket. "I think you're going to try to talk me out of my next idea." She pasted on her best smile. "Isabella?" Oh, that smile and the use of my full first name means trouble is coming. Cassie placed her hand on her chest in her best Scarlett O'Hara gesture. "Wow."